Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Aziz Mohammed, and here on this channel we explore everything about infrastructure as code using AWS CDK. Today we are going to dive into an essential part of working with CDK, the CDK Bootstrap command. Now, if you are new to CDK or you have been using it for a while, you have probably come across the term Bootstrap. But what exactly is CDK Bootstrap and why do we need it? CDK Bootstrap is essentially a process that prepares your AWS environment for deploying CDK applications. When you are deploying resources with CDK like S3 buckets or Lambda functions, they need to live somewhere. The Bootstrap command sets up the necessary resources to store and manage those assets in the cloud. In today's video, we are going to cover three key things about CDK Bootstrap. First, we will walk you through the basic command, so you know how to set it up in your environment. Then, we will talk about role permissions, especially how CDK creates roles and what you need to know to manage those roles in your deployments. We will also look at advanced usage, including configuring Bootstrap for more complex setups. And finally, I will show you how to handle multiple AWS profiles when working with CDK Bootstrap, so you can manage different environments easily.
Now let's see how to run the CDK Bootstrap process. It's really simple. All you need to run is a single command, CDK Bootstrap. As you can see, running CDK Bootstrap will show such an error if you run it in an empty folder. So you have to run it in a folder that was initiated in a project that was initiated by CDK in it, or you should run it and specify the account and region while you run it. I would prefer for now to run it in a project. This command should initialize the CDK project so that we could run the CDK Bootstrap seamlessly. So let's run CDK Bootstrap now. As you can see, running CDK Bootstrap will create a set of resources. These resources are shown now on the screen. It is a CloudFormation stack, the IAM role, the S3. Now let's jump into the AWS Management Console and see what was created for the CDK Bootstrap command. First, the CloudFormation stack. CDK by default will create a CloudFormation stack called CDK Toolkit when you run the Bootstrap. What's in this CloudFormation stack are all the resources needed. So later, when you run any CDK command, you will make use of these resources. The main here is the S3 bucket with the bucket policy, the role that we are going to use later when we run any CDK command, and the SSM parameters that being used later as well, and an ECR repository so that later when you deploy a containerized app using CDK, we'll make use of this ECR repository. These are the list of the default resources created by running CDK Bootstrap without customizing anything. Let's see how to customize the CDK Bootstrap command so that we can change or provide any of the resources instead of being created by default for us. Before looking into customizing the Bootstrap command, let's look at the outcomes of running the Bootstrap by default inputs without any additional parameters. The main parameter here, or the main default here, is the execution policies. So by default, Bootstrap will be created with administrator access. So any deployment created by CDK deploy will have the administrator access. So stack will be created and its resources will be created without limits. This is a default and the ideal so that your developers wouldn't be stopped by any unnecessary policies. If you want to limit these permissions, and of course sometimes you need your environment to be limited to a set of resources, you can make use of CloudFormation execution policies. If you want to change this administrator access to a least privileges permissions, you can use the CloudFormation execution policies to provide this role. So you create your role, give it the permission you need, and provide it in the command itself. The best place to see all the customizations possible for Bootstrap is the AWS documentation itself. As you can see, all options are visible here. The bucket name, you can change the S3 bucket, can change the key, all the encryption options. Most importantly, you can change the role that the execution or the CloudFormation execution will use later. So instead of administrator access, for example, you can provide AWS Lambda full access or AWS Code Deploy full access, and others as well. Make sure that you provide enough permissions so you wouldn't limit your developers for no reason later. And you can provide permission boundaries instead of providing specific roles. That's a good practice in IAM roles context, and so on. So all these you can use the help to know more about the Bootstrap, but customizing the Bootstrap command is an advanced and a critical way to limit your developers. Instead of giving them all possible resources in your environment, you can limit it by the role, or you can change whatever you want. Customizing the AWS Bootstrap is a very good way and advanced as well in changing the default that's created for you by AWS CDK. Trust, for example, is an input that you can provide the trusted accounts. So cross-account deployment is possible with CDK. This one will give trust to the across accounts deployment. Using the default CDK Bootstrap is the ideal approach. So you wouldn't really need to customize it or change anything in it. But if you want to go too advanced, just try and see what's going to happen. You can even run CDK Bootstrap against one of your profiles. So mention the profile parameters and change it to whatever you want. In my case, I don't have a prod profile, but whatever you mention here, the Bootstrap will be running against. If you want to go too advanced and customize the template and run your own template or your version of the CDK Bootstrap template, you can run the show template command that will download the template to your folder and make use of it to customize the Bootstrap command.
So, to recap what we have covered, we went through the basic setup of CDK Bootstrap, discussed role permissions, explored advanced usage of Bootstrap command, and learned how to work with multiple AWS profiles. CDK Bootstrap is a crucial step to make sure your deployments are smooth and properly configured. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss future videos. Drop a comment below if you have any questions or suggestions for what you want to see next. I will see you in the next video. Happy coding!